Hello and welcome back. This is round 1 from TronWars main event with my Counterburn deck, and I'm up against another YouTuber, Gandalf the Dark. So we have a YouTube battle today. So let's take a look at the decks. And here is my Counterburn deck. I made a Deckteck in the previous video, so you can check that out. And today I'm playing as a robot deck. And the robot deck is a pretty hard matchup for the Counterburn deck. There's a lot of 4-power creatures, so the bolts and the chain lightning aren't that good, and those blood moons aren't that good. I do have some good answers in the sideboard, like the Shatterstorm, and the red elemental blast is very good as well, because he often has a copy artifact and a psionic blast. So yeah, that's interesting, and I know he's playing City in a Bottle, so that is also a problem. So a tough start, but yeah. And here is my opponent, Gandalf the Dark. He is a YouTuber and he's a great YouTube channel, so you should subscribe to him. I remember I saw his channel and I was like, this is a cool format, I want to do this as well. And here is his Skynet deck. I know he won a very big tournament with his deck, so he's very good at playing it. I think he has some videos in his channel where he plays this deck he called the Skynet. So yeah, the good robots in front: Suchi, Triskelion, copy artifact. He has white, so he has the good white removal. He has the good black cards. He's got a lot of power, so an awesome deck. Let's see how this go. Game number 1. Me to the left, Gandalf to the right. I'm on the play. Starts out with a volcanic island, and just a dual land from Gandalf as well. So a pretty slow start for both of us. A bad land. So no power yet. A flying man. So now we have a threat. And just a land go from Gandalf as well. Ooh, an end of turn lightning bolt. That is very aggressive. My hand must be pretty stacked. So I have 3 mana now. There's a Serendi Efret. Very good. There's a Scrubland from Gandalf and a Mind Twist for 2. And here you can see I've started out with both the black cards, but I decided not to cast them. I guess I was a bit greedy, wanting a bigger Mind Twist, and since he had a pretty slow start, I wanted to deploy my creatures. And there's another Serendi Efret, and the Suchi and the Triskelion doesn't fly, so now I can attack for 7 each turn, so that is pretty great. Okay, an Icy Manipulator from Gandalf. That is a way to deal with at least 1 flyer, but he's down to 12. And yeah, and he doesn't have mana to use the Icy this turn, so I get a really big attack in, tapping 3 mana for a psionic blast. It's Gandalf down to 1. Okay, this is going really fast. And is there a balance? No, so he scoops. So let's talk sideboarding. So as I was talking about earlier, he is playing City in a Bottle. So first of all, I want to take out 2 Serendi Efrets and replace them with 2 Suchis. That will I will be less vulnerable to City in a Bottle. The Blood Moon aren't great, so I'll take those out. I have a lot of good answers, so I need to cut some good cards as well. Here I'll remove 1 Time Twister and I'll keep the wheel. And I'll also cut 1 counter spell and I'll bring in the Psionic Blast. that is great. It can take out all his 4/4 creatures. It gives also, it goes around Circle of Protection red, and it gives me some more burn spells just to finish it quick. I also take in the Shatter and the 2 Shatterstorm, and yeah, that's the sideboarding plan. So let's see how this goes. Game number 2. Gandalf is mulligan to 6. He's on the play. A workshop, and a Mox Sapphire and a Mox Pearl into a Chaos Orb. Okay, so that's a fast start, but he has only 2 cards left. There's a Badland and a Mox Sapphire and a Time Walk. Okay, so a lot of power in this game too. And a Mind Twist for 2, so I take an Island and a Blue Blast. But he has a lot of mana, so he can top deck a lot of good cards. So I remember this game. I was a bit short on mana, but I had that Demonic Tutor, and let's find an Ancestral and get all the mana I need. But I think I bricked on the Ancestral and I didn't get any more lands, and my hand was super stacked with a bunch of good cards. So now I'm really worried about the Gandalf picking up that I didn't play the land. But I guess he feels like he's pretty far behind, so he's not activating his Chaos Orb right away. And is this the turn where I had to... Okay, tapping 3 mana for a Serendi Efret. Gandalf is doing some thinking, and there's a Sword to Plowshare. And I didn't play a land. Ooh, that's a good top deck from Gandalf. Now he has a Triskelion and a Factory and a Chaos Orb to deal with whatever I play. And you can see my hand is really stacked. There's a Psionic Blast. Gandalf shoot me in response. So I actually take 5 damage from that exchange, and I didn't play a land. And now Gandalf is noticing it. So can he hit? In round 1 on the feature, he's aiming, and it's a hit. And now following up with a Time Walk. So that's good. An attack for 2 puts me down to 16. And is there a land? So many good cards. And I have to discard a Chain Lightning. So very smart of him to get rid of that Badland with a Chaos Orb. He attacks for 2. And there, I got a City of Brass. So now I can start deploying some good cards. There's a Serendi Efret. Now Gandalf just has to pass the turn. And I got another land, a Factory. So now my confidence is rising. And I attack. And I have that Factory to block his Factory. And I take 1 damage each turn from the Serendi Efret. So gotta do some damage. And Gandalf can top deck all those big artifacts. So he's doing some thinking. Tapping the Pearl and attacking. And here I cast a Lightning Bolt. He cast a Blue Blast. And I cast a Mana Drain. you see that dice there represent that I have 1 mana in my first main phase. And very soon I'm going to forget that. So, attacking for 5. And as I attack, I was just, oh wait a second, can I just play a card in my first main phase before attack? And Gandalf is a kind dude, and he allows me to do that. So I use my Black Lotus and the Mandarin mana for Suchi, and I have 2 mana left for an Ironclaw Orc. And Gandalf just have to pass the turn. And here comes a huge attack. This is for 11. It's Gandalf down to 1, that's a bolt. And a counter spell from Gandalf. Okay, so he lives another turn. Ooh, and a top decks are City in a Bottle. So here you can see the smarting, sideboarding out to Serendis for Suchis. So the bottle wasn't that lethal, and I win. GG. Alright, so I won against Gandalf 2-0. He didn't have the greatest draw, so yeah, it wasn't like a great match. Game 1 I have a super fast start and just get a bunch of flyers and beat him down really quick. Game 2 I have a lot of good restricted cards. I have a Time Walk, Ancestral, Demonic Tutor, or the Demonic Tutor into an Ancestral, but I brick on lands, so it gets a bit dicey. But yeah, I top deck some lands and managed to win it. So a couple of notes about sideboarding. Normally I like to take in the red Elemental Blast in this matchup, but since he played with white, I wasn't sure how many blue cards he was playing, and perhaps after sideboarding it will be less. But if it was like a normal BB8 deck with copy artifacts and Sonic Blast, I think you should definitely take in red Elemental Blast. Other than that, I'm pretty happy with how I played. There was a counter battle at the end. He attacked with a factory, I cast a bolt, he used a blue blast, and I used my mana drain. And you could argue that I should have perhaps taken the damage there. I can't remember what my hand was, but it is really nice to have some hard counters in your hand when you're ahead. So yeah, but I was getting a bit low on life and I want to preserve my life total. So that's how it goes. Okay, that was a great start to this tournament. My side quest of beating Gandalf is complete. So off to the next one. So thank you for watching. You should like this video and you should subscribe. I'm getting really close to that 1000 member club. So yeah, thank you for watching. I really enjoy if you make a comment. I love those. So take care. Goodbye.